Hello, gentle viewer. Namons here. I don't know if you know. Wait, everyone knows. But Chris Pratt's been under a lot of attention lately. Had a lot of focus from Twitter mobs, people that don't like people that are apolitical. I'm tilting my head here. People that want to jump up to defend him, who are complete hypocrites. Yeah, let's just get right into this because it's a big bowl of civil and uncivil behavior. All right, so let's get into it. We're coming in late here with this. This is actually from the 20th though, so it's not fully up to date, but I want to use this particular article. It talks about how Avengers Assemble, Robert Downey Jr. leads his Marvel co-stars in defending Chris Pratt after woke warriors attacked him for his conservative politics and Christian faith. A lot of stuff he did. He's very humble about and doesn't talk about, but no, let's just totally go at him. And I'll start it here. This has been tweeted out by a few people. Well, it's a retweet. Amy Berg here points out that one Chris has to go and lists shows all these people, and everybody jumps on Chris Pratt because he's quote unquote MAGA. He has never come out and said he's political in any one way or the other. In fact, the most he says that he's apolitical. So yeah, we're dealing with that whole thing that started off a whole cacophony of garbage. Basically, Twitter wants to know why isn't more outspoken. Silence is violence, guys. Let's get on that train real quick. Okay, I'm not gonna start this yet. We're gonna look at the fallout from the original tweets because we got basically here. Oh, bigger. Basically, we've got a situation where everyone's just kind of jumping on him. Like there was a whole fundraiser for Biden that happened, and Chris didn't attend. So now Chris is the enemy. He is target number one. And Mark Ruffalo's been going on about how the Republicans and Trump's target number one for a long time. Even back in February, he did this article going off about how, let's see, where is it here? It's all the way at the top, man. Donald Trump is public enemy number one. And then he comes down here and says, I'm inviting the rest of the world to get involved in our next election because the fate of the world is in the effing balance, and you can print that. He looks like 70, but he's only 52, guys. He's only 52. But yeah, him coming to his defense is kind of bizarre. Let's look at the tweet. Chris Pratt is a solid man, as solid a man there is. I know him personally, and instead of casting aspersions, look at how he lives his life. He is just not overtly political as a rule. This is a distraction. Let's keep our eyes on the prize, friends. We are so close now. So he's not defending Pratt because he's Pratt. He's defending Pratt because he feels that this is a low-hanging fruit distraction that's going to stop people from actually attacking the horrible, evil, disgusting Donald J. Trump. He is all those things, but that's neither here nor there. People that heavily support, that like to weaponize Trump and the Democrats or the Republican Party know this. They know it. They completely know it. It's a non sequitur for them. That's where they start with him. Like, love him for being like that. But anyways, I digress. Let's see. Other people chimed in too. Robert Downey Jr. actually put an Instagram post, or at least a rep of his did. But here goes. He says, "What a world! The sinless are casting stones on my brother Chris Pratt, a real Christian who lives by principle, has never demonstrated anything but positivity and gratitude. And he just married into a family that makes space for civil discourse and just plain fact insists on service at the highest level. If you take issue with Chris, I've got a novel idea. Delete your social media accounts, sit down with your own defects of character, work on them, then celebrate your humanness." And it says, I got your back. So yeah, Downey's not mad. He's like saying, you just don't get it. So you don't get to get it. You get to step away and figure it out. Yeah, so there's a few other posts that came through. Here's Zoe's. Basically says, she quotes Tupac. He said, no matter how hard it gets, stick your chest out, keep your head up, and handle it. And says, you got this. Your family, friends, colleagues, and everyone who's ever crossed paths with you knows your heart and your worth. But then critics come in saying, talking about how RDJ is talking from a bad place, about how all these other things are happening. But let's and even the wife chimed in and says, "Is this something we really need?" I mean, the thing is, these guys are required to create content, and they're going to make these types of posts all day, every day on Twitter, because that's where they get the most contact. That and Facebook, I guess, but that's where they get the most traction on these things. They get the clicks and everything, and they get the likes and the retweets, and oh my goodness, so many. And so they're not ever gonna stop doing that, and that's fine. That's them. But this is what they find. This is what they get into. And even here, starting first thing that this person is saying, just die. It's like, okay, I get it. You're weird. Let's move on. Oh, here's all the main posts that came back at Mark Ruffalo. Things like, hate you and your friends so much. God, all of you are rich, white, hetero annoying bitches. Just shut the fuck up. Yeah, I once again I reminded that men are trash. So all this, here's Nico. He's a male feminist, that's for sure. Anyways, telling him to shut the F up. What is wrong with you? Stupid idiot. I hate white men. Another. Oh, that's actually a woman, but anyways, I just want white men to start shutting the F up. That is definitely a non-hetero person of color. Alright, so on and on and on. Shut up, go fuck yourself, eat crap. Oh, here we go. Here's the first one. Silence is violence. And he's, yeah, you have spoken. But see, silence is violence says, but he's speaking, and he's speaking wrong side. He hasn't said anything about that. Here's all the here's the start and the end of it here. Like, silence is violence, Mark. Your friends aren't excluded from that. He supports a little fascist white supremacist. I don't care if he's not overtly political. Associating himself with someone like that is violent. It is not. Like, since when did the definition for violent become non-literal in this way? Oh, complicity is another one I like to use. And how to have this type of position just means you're privileged. And I'm going to segue, not showing the screen, I'm going to segue to Philly D. Philly D, his first response to this, he's talking about it. He's got his own researchers going, so they're just digging things up. They don't even look at Data Racer's tweets. They don't touch them with a 10-foot pole. I don't know why. Maybe he just doesn't want to chance that being on the screen and getting demonetized for having this just on his screen, this type of stuff. But and then he also brings up privilege, which it blows my mind. Why does someone have to be? Why is a response to being apolitical? One of the responses that there must be some privilege involved. There's no privilege. You're allowed to be who you want. You're allowed to take positions you want in life. Yes, it's your right to vote. Everything like that doesn't mean that you have to decide, that you have to talk about it in public, that you have to say anything right up until you get into that booth and make that choice. You don't have to talk to anyone about it. It doesn't matter your privilege, your level of infamy or fame, whatever. You don't get to. No one makes that choice but yourself. And this is blowing my mind. This stuff I've seen. I feel like I'm being radicalized a little bit almost because I'm seeing so many videos on my feed right now about the whole Pratt situation. It's like, because everyone has an opinion on it, and it's very exhausting. All right, let's. I'm not gonna stay on this forever. We're gonna pop back to this, telling him to shut up. I hate white men. This is actually the first one, I think. Yeah. So here's more. Oh, Zoe Saldana. All kinds of like racist stuff going on. This word's coming up. Black and stupid. FC who isn't a C. F you then too, because she's mixed race. So like all these comments telling her to have some dignity. It's like they're telling her, you're a grown woman. Why are you acting like this? Because people can make mistakes. People can't make mistakes. Sorry, I'm getting off topic. Oh, and someone tweaking that word out, just kind of sliding under the radar. I hate monkeys. anyways, and then the James Gunn stuff comes up, and that's a little different. Saying nonsense. Basically, like so much going on here that just why does not only Twitter encourage it but allow it? Because they're on the right side of history as far as Twitter's concerned. And that's just how it is. That's just how it is for these people. Alright, so let's see here. Around the mark, it's just all this random stuff. Josh Gad came in and just said seconded to the Mark Ruffalo tweet, which is fine. James Gunn's replying to some of the tweets. Let's see here. He frequents the church Hillsong founded by an anti-gay pastor that advocates for conversion therapy that's not making an assumption based on him being a Christian. That's a fact based on the organization's own biases and bigotry, which is well documented. And it says they disavowed conversion therapy years ago. Like, I get that you know that they did that once, but if they've changed, then why aren't you allowing them to change? Why aren't you letting the facts help what's the word I'm looking for? Just basically bring you to a better place. Like, you can be wrong, you can be incomplete, you can have lacking information and be corrected and say, you're right, it is a different situation. I agree that this is not basically important. Well, not important, but I understand. I'm going to go confirm this, but if you're saying that this has happened, I'm going to go find out more about it. But no, I'm right. I'm totally right. You don't understand. I'm just right. This is my victimhood. This is where I belong. I deserve to be treated like someone who is on the right side of history and is going to make sure you feel horrible to the point of you wanting to die because of how I feel about you. And like, you're not the main character in this story, dude. You're not. It's not a thing. I gotta dial this down a bit. I've been ranting a little bit, and it's like because it's just so much of this going on, and I just can't. But back to Mark. Let's get back to Mark Ruffalo because he's the one coming in trying to defend Pratt, or not trying to. He's defending Pratt, coming from a place like trying to help deal with the canceling Twitter mob, but he's been one that's provoked it before, talking about things like the white supremacy here. Like this is all the way back in early 2019 when none of these overhanging situation or deals were going on where it's like there's a pending election or there's the coup, it's just anyways basically talking about, oh my god, white supremacy. No, dude. And this here, what is this? And this is the article talking about. Here's the main thrust of his article. This is from February, around when the Oscars would have happened, I think. Talking about where we're at as a society, because he knows everything. As a white man, he feels the responsibility to speak up about the dearth of women and people of color in the film industry. No one's asking you to do that. No one's asking you to do that. I mean, shut up and act? I don't know. Like, he's a pretty good actor. He's done some good stuff. I've enjoyed his work. But when you use that platform to just endlessly talk about how, oh my god, there's not enough black people in this movie. But sir, it's in England. There's not enough black people in this movie. It's in Norway. There's not enough black people in this movie. And I'm tired of hearing about it. Yeah. So because people are able to like make movies in different countries and about different time periods, it's a systemic race issue, totally systemic. People are just can't get a deal done because it's just so pervasive in Hollywood. And here he talks about how they've been swimming in this culture their whole lives. This is 100 years of certain culture, starting with vilifying Native Americans in film and making the villains for years and years, and moving to black people and villainizing them, and then a homogenous culture of white supremacy, really. Until we start consciously as a whole industry making those changes, includes actors all saying, hey, we need diversity on our sets, it's not going to change. It's just passing the buck. That's great that you wanna encourage people to hire the right people. That's fine. Hire people that are good at their jobs. If you're having trouble finding diversity with people that aren't good at their jobs, hire them as interns. Hire them working under people that know the job so they can learn it. Instead of just saying, I'm a specific color, I should be hired because that. I'm not as good as person A or B. They're white, but that's not important. I'm a person of color, and so I need to be encouraged. I need to be nurtured. I'm a victim of this version of Hollywood, and no amount of lack of training is going to stop me from getting what I want. You know? And that's been happening. Like, there's literally. Anyways, I'm not going to go into that. I haven't verified any of that, but this is the attitude that this type of thing that I got highlighted right here is encouraging in Hollywood. I mean, and it's basically gotten to the point where we got to defund it. We got to defund it. There's no reason for us to keep having this way. There's never going to be another $1 billion movie. It's just not going to happen anymore. Things have changed irrevocably because of the coup. People's attitude towards Hollywood, towards movies has changed. It's completely changed. And there's no coming back from it, I don't think. It's just basically at this point where they're going to make these movies and they're going to find out that the budget that they're pouring into the movie isn't being recouped because people are staying at home. Or they're going to theater, but there's not as many going to the theater even after all the restrictions are lifted. Because they literally don't feel that what's being shown on the screen is something that properly represents something that they want as entertainment. Because they'll look at the person on the screen and say, I remember him talking about this and that when he couldn't get a job because everyone was out of a job. And now I don't like them anymore. I don't even feel that their acting overtakes the fact that I know that they have behaved in this way or that they were pushing a specific agenda just because of their position and how good they can pretend for a living. And I gotta wrap this up, guys. But we're gonna talk about this a little bit more. I want to look at the actual article here because it just goes over everything. He's very, very passionate. Yeah, this just reviews everything that I've talked about, and basically, Chris Pratt has not come out and said anything yet about this. He's staying away from it, and I feel that's the only thing he can do at this point. I mean, even with his new wife getting into it down here, it's just her basically coming back at E News and saying why are you like this and stuff like that, and that's fine. Yeah. That's all I got for today, guys. I know I've gone on for a stupid long time, but I just couldn't stop the rant. It was just undeniable at this point. I've been seeing so much about it. I just can't not deal. I can't not get it out there now. So this is my rant in video form for you to enjoy if you like it. Please hit a like. If you like this type of content, please subscribe to the channel. And I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.